All right. I just wanted to do a follow-up video from the fights of this weekend. I know I did individual videos on the fights. If you didn't check out those reviews, you could go look them up. I just did those videos last night. All right. So a lot of people are wondering what's going to happen now that three of the champions in the 154 division are in the same camp. Okay. The Charlos are not going to fight each other, and Laura's not going to fight them neither. These guys are cool. They're not going to fight each other. So what's going to happen? Now I know Jamel is training with someone else now. He's not with Ronnie Shields, but he's not going to fight Laura, and this is not going to happen. Okay, they've been asked, and they're not going to fight each other. Okay, so we all know that. All right. So this is what I personally think. First of all, Jermall Charlo is definitely going to go to 160. Hopefully he fights Julian Williams first and goes up to 160, win or lose. I think he should go up to 160, all right? He said that he's going to go up to 160, okay? He's coming. He said he's coming. And I think he should. I think he is starting to look a little unhealthy at the weigh-ins, trying to make weight. Even leading up to the fight, he's looking a little thin compared to his brother, his smaller brother, Jamel. Okay, Jamal at the weigh-in, you can see the bone structure in his face. You can see his spine and his back. Okay, he looks like, I know he can make the weight. I know that he made it and he was at 153. That's fine, but he looked like he's really having a hard time making a weight. Okay, he is huge. Austin Trout, who always seemed to be a good size fighter at 154. When he fought Canelo, they were roughly around the same size. When he fought Lara, he was bigger than Lara. When he fought Cotto, he was much bigger than Cotto. Okay, he's a good size 154, and he looked small, extremely small compared to Jermall Charlo when they fought. I mean, Jermall is huge. Okay, so he's definitely going to go up to 160 without a doubt. So at least on as far as the three of them, we know for a fact that Jermall is going to be going up to 160 probably by the end of this year, okay? So that will eliminate some of the issues as far as three champions in the division not fighting each other, okay? Another thing is Erislandy Lara. I don't personally think he's going to go up to 160, okay? I know he wants to fight Golovkin. I know he's talked about going up to 160. I just don't think he's going to do it, I even heard, I know recently he said, or the PBC account, that there was an interview where he said something about unification or unifying the titles. I don't think that's going to happen until one of these guys move up. I don't think he's ever going to fight the twins. So I don't know what's up with that, but I personally don't think he's going to move up to 160. He would be really small at 160 because he's not big at 154. Okay, he's one of those guys that, if he fought at 147, he would be slightly bigger than, the majority of the main fighters that we know of. But he's just not big at 154. He's only 5'9", and he has a long reach, which is cool. He's only 5'9". His frame is really not that big at 154. I mean, just about everybody he fights, he's smaller than, except like Zavik, who went up and was a blown up junior middleweight. But outside of that fight, he didn't have a real size advantage over anybody else that he's fought lately. Okay? I mean, even when he fought Ishe Smith was bigger than him. Vanes Monterosian was bigger than him. Canelo was bigger than him. So I just don't see him fighting at 160. If he goes, that's cool because that will put him closer to getting a fight with Gennady Golovkin. But outside of just fighting Gennady Golovkin, I don't see why. Lara, in my opinion, has unfinished business at 154. I still want to see him fight Andre. I still want to see him fight J-Rock in the future, So I don't see where the whole 160 thing, like if he goes to 160, that's cool. There's plenty of fights there for him. But, I would be fine with him staying at 154. Now, if it's two instead of three champs that won't fight each other, that's a little better than three of the four champs not fighting each other, If Lara and Jamel Charlo stays at 154, and they're both champs, yeah, obviously we're not going to have an undisputed champ, but I mean, there are no undisputed champs anyway. It's not like we're gonna get that regardless. Um, yeah. So that's just how I see that as far as that and those three fighters and whatever. Now, Jamel Charlo, who is he gonna fight next? Okay. Now, when I looked on Fight News, and I know everyone's talking about Charles Hatley, who actually interrupted Jamal's win, his post-fight interview, and after his win, they had a pushing match or whatever. Jamal. But Hatley is not in line to fight Jamal. You know, Julian Williams is in line to fight Jamal. Julian Williams in that fight is going to happen. All right? He was set to fight the winner of Austin Trout or Jamal Charlo. Charles Hatley is high in the WBC, according to Fight News. But the thing is, Demetrius Andrade is actually still one slot ahead of Charles Hatley. So, between the winner of, I don't know, the winner of Willie Nelson and Demetrius Andrade, I don't know who will be up. But remember, the Demetrius Andrade and Jamel Charlo fight was supposed to happen back in December of 2014, I believe. So, I don't know how that's going to work out there because, you know, I would hope that Andrade can fight Jamel. You know, I would hope that. But I wouldn't be mad at the Charles Hatley fight neither because I just got put onto him, you know, a couple months ago. You know, dudes on Twitter was telling me about him. I knew he had beat Mundine, but I never actually seen him fight until like a couple months ago. And he's pretty good too. I did my top 10 and people were like, oh, you ain't put Charles Hatley in the top 10? You know, and I was like, I didn't really, you know, I didn't really see him fight yet. And I checked him out and he's actually pretty good as well, right? People thought I should have put him at least at the end of the top 10 or whatever. But, yeah, I mean, that's a good fight too, even if the Andrade fight. But I think the Lara Andrade fight should definitely happen. Regardless of ranks, that fight needs to happen because when I hear people speak on 154, it's either Lara or Andrade. They think Lara's the best or they think Andrade the best. I mean, we know we have J-Rock, we know we have the Charlos, but the feedback that I get the most in my comments when I talk about this division, I always hear Andrade or Lara, one or the other, all right? And I think those are the top two at 154, all right? In my opinion, all right? So, you know, that's how I feel about that. I think Andrade is going to beat Willie Nelson. You know, I think it's going to be like a unanimous decision, you know, in my opinion. But Willie Nelson is game, is good. You can't sleep on him neither. And he has some power. Can't sleep on him, but I think Andrade got that fight. I think Andrade's going to get that fight, all right? As far as everyone else, Liam Smith. He's fighting somebody in the UK. I don't know who. You know, I mean, personally, I think Liam Smith is like one of the most underachieved fighters at 154 as far as the champions. Okay, he beat Thompson, and you know, I don't even know. You know, that fight was for a vacant title. That was Andrade's title. You know, and Liam Smith is talking about fighting Kell Brook. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. I know that's a money fight out there in the UK because it's two champions one 147 and one at 154, and that's cool. I have no problem with that, but you got a lot of work to do at 154, bro. You know, especially not with just unification matches, but there's a lot of guys at 154, and you know, Andrade is still right there. You know, the title got stripped from him, but Andrade's still right there. You might have to fight that dude soon too. You know, I don't know how long. You know, I don't know if he's going to be one of these guys that's going to hide out in the UK and fight a bunch of guys in the UK that we all know he's going to beat. Or is he going to get in the mix with some of these other top dogs at 154, right? But that's how I feel about that and all the champions. Austin Trout, back in the mix. Plenty of opportunities for him. But he's clearly, after watching this fight with Charlo, he's still a dangerous fighter, okay? We don't know what had happened if Trout ended up fighting Julian Williams that night. All right, he might have beat Julian Williams that night. I don't know. Julian Williams might have outclassed him and made Charlo look bad. I don't know. You know, we will never know. But Trout proved that he's still a tough dude. He took a lot of big shots. He landed a lot of big shots. All right, and he fought and did good against a guy that was clearly bigger than him, had more power than him. All right, some people even thought Trout was getting knocked out in that fight, and we saw what happened. All right, the fight was a very, very close fight. All right. And Vanis Martirosyan, another guy, still in the mix. Still one of the top five. I don't care who he loses to. He's always a tough fight for everybody, all right? The only fighter, to me, that clearly beat Vanis Martirosyan and looked good doing it was Demetrius Andrade. Nobody else. You know, Charlo didn't look good against Martirosyan. Laura didn't look great against Monterosian in neither fight. I mean, Laura won in both fights, in my opinion, but neither one of those fights he didn't look, excessive. He didn't look really that impressive. Where it was competitive. Whereas the Andre fight, I thought Andre clearly beat Martirosyan. All right. Anybody else, I don't really know, but I think those are the main guys I really wanted to mainly talk about. I mean, hopefully we can still keep getting these. I'll just end it with this. Hopefully we can keep still like getting these fights at 154, like the ones we got this weekend, and even the one we got coming up with Andrea Nelson. There's a lot of fighters still that are at the top, and the majority of them are with Al Heyman that still haven't fought each other. Okay, J-Rock against Charlo's coming up. Great. Jamel Charlo against Hatley or Andre, that's cool. Laura Andre, I still want that. Hopefully we keep getting these fights. Trout's still there, Monterosian's still there. All these guys, the majority of these guys are Al Heyman, or they're fighting on the network. 154, there should be no promotional or network issues, okay? It's not like these guys are HBO, they're not with Al Top Ranking or anything like that, or they're not with Golden Boy. The majority of these fighters are either with Al Heyman or good standing with him. I don't know about Andre. The only thing with Andre, because Andre backed out of the fight with Charlo before. So that might be a little bit of an issue. But listen, make the fights happen. And we see that these fights can happen, even with promotional beefs. So let's just keep getting these good fights, all right? I know every fight is not going to be a good fight. Every fight is not going to be a big fight. Some fights are going to be stay busy fights, Like Jamal Charlo fighting Silky Camphor. That fight was like, why is this fight happening? We already know this guy's going to get knocked out. All right? But let's keep getting some of these top fights because that's what I want to see, and a lot of people want to see it. Fights like this past weekend. Let's keep the ball rolling with those type of fights, all right? Because I want to know who's the best at 154. There's plenty of guys that should be fighting each other. We don't have to deal with no A-side, B-side stuff because none of these guys are superstars. None of these guys are going on pay-per-view. So let's just keep the fights rolling, all right? So anyway, Miguel Cotto. He's still high in the rankings for WBO. So I don't know if he would fight Liam Smith. Like, Smith got a fight coming up. If Liam Smith fights and wins that fight, maybe Miguel will try to make a fight with him, try to get a title. I don't know if he's going to try to get a rematch with Canelo. I don't know what Cotto's doing right now, all right? I just don't know, but let me know your thoughts. Fights that you guys want to see. Fights that you think is possible. The whole moving the 160 thing. Whatever you guys want to talk about, drop it in the comments. And I'll see you on the next one.